3 weeks after Amelia Rose's funeral, a package arrived on the desk of NYPD Detective Marie Kinlan. No postage, no return address. Just a manila envelope sealed with red wax and a phrase stamped across the flap in block print, "Finish what she started." Inside, she found a leather-bound notebook, weathered, water-stained, and unmistakably authentic. The pages were filled with sketches, photo development recipes, and scattered coded symbols. But what stood out most was the repetition of one word: collective. It appeared in almost every entry, always capitalized, sometimes circled, sometimes underlined twice in thick black strokes. In one passage, the collective doesn't just erase you, it rewrites you. Kinlan had worked homicide for 15 years. She'd seen cold-blooded killers and crimes of passion, but never a case that bent reality like this one. The death of Amelia Rose, officially ruled inconclusive, had become something else entirely. Now, it looked like Amelia hadn't just disappeared, she had transformed. Amelia's ex-roommate, Marla Cray, gave Kinlan her first real lead. She hadn't spoken publicly before, but when shown the coded notebook, Marla's face paled. "I saw that symbol once," she said, pointing to a spiral with a jagged X through it. "It was painted on a door on West 19th Street. No sign, no windows, just a red bulb above it." She had followed Amelia there one night a year before her death. She went in around 2 a.m., didn't come back until after sunrise. That place, it wasn't just a studio. It felt like a ritual. Kinlan pulled building permits. The address led to a defunct LLC called Eclipse Exposure, registered to a Carter Vale, an avant-garde photographer whose star had burned out after one scandal too many. His old work had developed a cult following online, grainy, intimate portraits that often made viewers uncomfortable, as if the subject didn't know they were being seen. Kinlan found him living out of a rent-controlled loft in Alphabet City, surrounded by darkroom gear and blackout curtains. When she introduced herself, Carter didn't flinch. "You're here about Amelia," he said. "I need to know what she got involved in," Kinlan replied. Carter leaned back, cracked his knuckles, and said 3 words: "The collective found her." According to Carter, the collective wasn't a group, it was a belief system, a secret society of artists, some anonymous, others famous under pseudonyms, bound by a shared philosophy. Reality is a frame. Art is the exit. Disappearance is the final masterpiece. They specialized in vanishing acts, faking deaths, assuming new identities, staging perfect illusions. She was supposed to disappear on her own terms, Carter said. The studio, the cyanide, the final photo, all part of her plan. She spent months crafting it. But something went wrong. She fell in love, he spat, with Julian DeVere, the fiancé, the only person with keys to the locked studio. Carter claimed Amelia told Julian everything, and that was her fatal mistake. "You can't vanish if someone loves you too much to let you go," Carter said. "Julian wasn't her killer, he was her anchor, and when she tried to cut him loose, he pulled her under." But Kinlan wasn't convinced. The evidence was still too fractured, until something terrifying came to light. Back at the NYPD Digital Forensics Lab, analysts had finally cracked the metadata from the camera Amelia hid under her studio floorboards. The 8 black and white photos of Julian, once thought to have been taken over weeks or months, were all shot within a 67-minute window, in different outfits, lighting setups, and rooms. How's that possible? Kinlan asked. The answer was as disturbing as it was brilliant. Someone had reconstructed Julian's life in a soundstage or replica space and taken the photos all at once. Whoever it was, they weren't documenting his life. They were recreating it. Then came the break that changed everything. Lucia's locket, the one worn by the woman in Florence who looked just like Amelia, was found in the trash of a Florence hotel bathroom. Inside was a micro SD card. It contained 6 high-resolution photos. A close-up of Amelia's eye, mid-blink, Julian, unconscious and tied to a chair. A blonde woman, not Amelia but similar, submerged in a bathtub, eyes closed. A red room lined with hundreds of photographs, every one of Julian blindfolded. A white wall with the words, "Do you love me now?" painted in red. Julian again, his mouth wide open in what could have been either a scream or a laugh. The files had no metadata. The timestamps had been scrubbed. But the last edit time on the SD card, one day after Amelia's funeral. Kinlan knew what that meant. Julian didn't run. He was taken. In Florence, a maid from the Gallery Hotel came forward. She had seen Julian and the mysterious woman days before the arrest. They never touched, she said. Not like lovers. What struck her most was the woman's behavior. She stared at herself in the mirror for hours, the maid recalled, and she kept whispering, "Amelia, Amelia, Amelia Dot." She wasn't Amelia, but someone had made her believe she was. Back in New York, Kinlan returned to the red-lit building on West 19th Street, Exposure Studio. It was vacant now, stripped, but in the basement she found a secret door. Inside, the walls were covered in photographs. All of Julian. Thousands of them. What chilled her wasn't just the number. It was the poses. They weren't candid. They were identical to the subjects in Amelia's earlier award-winning gallery series. Portraits of the unknown. Only now, Julian had taken the place of every stranger. Same lighting, same clothes, same facial expressions. It was as if someone had tried to reverse Amelia's work, to possess it. Kinlan realized then, this wasn't just about disappearance, it was about replication. Julian hadn't just lost Amelia. He'd been recast as her canvas. Every image, every echo, every obsession, and whoever was behind it wasn't done. That night, as Kinlan prepared to file her report, she received a call. Blocked number. She let it go to voicemail. The message was 4 seconds of silence, followed by a single whisper. "You still don't see the frame, do you?" Then the line cut. 2 hours later, her phone buzzed again. A text message. The next exhibit opens in 7 days. She'll be there. Attached was a photo. A woman standing outside an art gallery in Berlin. It was Amelia, or someone made to look exactly like her. She was staring into the lens, smiling, and in the reflection of the gallery window was Julian, bound, in the background, to be continued. In Episode 3, the case explodes across international borders as Kinlan travels to Berlin to intercept the mysterious gallery exhibit, one where every photo features a man trapped in love and a woman vanishing in plain sight. But what she finds there, she may not come back from. Subscribe, turn on notifications, because in this story, even the truth has a double exposure.